Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Ask Dr. Bob. And once again, amazing questions. It helps me think, it just spreads everything out for my brain to have a bigger loop. Question number one, what do you think of multiple vitamins? You know, I just gave a presentation at a group of ladies that were in charge of a prison here locally. That was one of the questions that someone asked, and she was disappointed when I suggested that Centrum Silver really wasn't for her. And here's what I have an issue with multiple vitamins. And I'm not saying never to take them, because in our practice, on our website, we have liquid multiple vitamins, and I think that they have their purpose. But you don't want to live a life of reckless abandon to take your one a day. You want to really focus on food. Let food be your medicine, medicine be your food. You see, if you have vitamin C, which is citrus, how are you going to logically combine it with, let's say, zinc or a B vitamin or iron? So what I would like you to think about is bell peppers, great source of vitamin C. I don't even like to encourage people to take products unless they have some type of testing done, a CBC with a differential, a thyroid profile with a TSH, a T3 and a T4. Really a vitamin D test should be done. You know, I've had patients, now I want you to listen to what I'm going to share with you right now, that were anemic. And when we did an assessment of them and looked at their diet journal, they were eating a lot of gluten, which impaired their absorption of iron. So if they would have taken iron, they would have had an imbalance in their body. I've had people who are tired who will take iron, but they might need B12. I've had individuals with digestive distress that will take a proton pump inhibitor, look at their blood tests and see their carbon dioxide is low, and we give them L-glutamine to take away inflammation. And I'm not trying to impress you with lots of information, but taking a multiple vitamin to prayerfully hope that it's going to help some of the deficiencies, I'd rather have you avoid sugar, avoid processed foods that literally rob your body of nutrients, and focus on whole foods. I really focus on detoxifying products myself. I take 5 drops of dandelion root on a regular basis. The next question, and this must have been on the Dr. Oz show, because I was doing some research on it. What's your take on raspberry ketone? And then when I researched this, research has shown that raspberry ketone can help in your weight loss efforts. It seems like we are so focused on weight loss. So I want you to know, if you were to go back to YouTube and type in March 30th, Dr. Bob 2012, I weighed over 30 pounds heavier than what I do now. And that was over almost a year ago. And I have been consistent with keeping my weight off. I did not take raspberry ketones. I didn't take anything special. I'm not saying they're good or they're bad products. I reduced my calories. I exercise more. You know, our local newspaper, The Plain Dealer, just had a very interesting sub-article about hidden calories. It talked about olive oil, 1 tablespoon having 120 calories. I minimized olive oil. It talked about the no-fat, no-anything yogurt, still created calories. So I want you to become calorie conscious. If you're taking the raspberry ketones and they help you, fine. But I'm going to guarantee you this, unless you make appropriate necessary lifestyle changes, over time, the weight's going to come back. It's about a headspace change and an exercise change. I had a conversation with a patient yesterday, and I think she was shocked when I told her this. I'm used to being hungry now. I had a psychological shift. I used to not be able to think about being hungry. I had to always have food in my stomach. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, I could probably eat something, but I'm going to drink some water instead. Hunger is almost always a sign that you need to drink water. I wanted you to know I threw in something though. CLA is a conjugated fat that we've used in our practice. It helps control the size of blood or of fat cells in your body. I'm not saying you should use that. I'm not trying to promote another product. Cut back on your calories, exercise more, eliminate grains totally. I believe in the long run, in the long haul, this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. Dr. Bob, I'm 5'6", 185 pounds. Can look to lose a little bit of weight. I've been working out the last couple times, a couple days or weeks, an hour a day. Since I remember, I always had man boobs. Now here's what's up, gentlemen, and this is very huge. Pass this video on. This is an epidemic. I happened to share a stage with John Gray 2 years ago. He wrote the book Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. And he made a very important statement that's always impacted me since then, that men 55 years or older probably have higher estrogen in their bodies than their wives do. It's from too much estrogen. So whoever asked that question, that was really an important question. Because gentlemen, you probably have plugged up liver. If you have man boobs, you have a plugged up liver. You probably have little red bumps on your body called cherry-hemangiomas. Even when you go golfing, the chemicals that they use on the golf course, the herbicides and the pesticides, have estrogen in it. Canned food has estrogen in it. Soy has estrogen in it. You want to drink reverse osmosis water because water has estrogen in it today. Gentlemen don't have necessarily the normal pathway to break estrogen down like females do. B vitamins, 3 or 4 every day. Some kind of liver cleansing product. Mifthilsil, I use dandelion root, Livitrit. We use a product called calcium D-glucarate. You could probably find it in your health food store. Probably the single most important thing you can do besides calcium D-glucarate 2 or 3 a day, broccoli. Broccoli, broccoli. Steamed, cooked, sauteed. I eat broccoli every day. Broccoli helps reduce the estrogen in your body. And here's the good news. Your man boobs will go away, but if you are 5'8" and weigh 185 pounds, you weighed more than I did when I started my 2012. You need to lose 35 pounds to get within your normal BMI. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. Question on Serovital HGH, human growth hormone. See, everybody wants to have the fountain of youth today. They want to live a long, healthy life, and I don't blame you. But sleep is the best way to get human growth hormone. Your body creates sleep at night. You should wake up hungry. You want to have a nice, restful, peaceful sleep. I do not take human growth hormones. I don't think anybody should. Let your body evolve. You start putting chemicals in your body, you rob Peter to pay Paul. There are consequences to your choices. Last question. This is a pretty interesting one. Had a CAT scan a few years back. I broke out in a scarlet rash. Probably from the iodine for the scan. Orange juice calmed it down. Facial hairs began at 33. Now extreme. Always PCOS. That's what this person said. PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, low iodine, TSH, T3, T4, blood test we'd recommend, plus a urine iodine loading test. Heavy flow means too much estrogen. Emotional usually means B vitamin. Had a hysterectomy, including ovaries out. You see, those ovaries had everything to do with probably making testosterone and why you had facial hair, but your liver is compromised. Gums are receding, which tells me you need vitamin C, red, yellow, and orange bell peppers. Hair falling out has to do with thyroid. Had success, or have had access to bioidentical hormones. Any help would be appreciated. And then iodine issues. TSH, T3, and T4. If your T4 is below the midline, you probably need some help. Get a shower dechlorinator. And finally, read my book, Dr. Bob's Drugless Guide to Balancing Female Hormones, because whoever wrote this is desperate and it's time for you to make appropriate and necessary lifestyle changes. Please pass this on, especially the one with the man boobs, okay? Men's cancer, breast cancer, is increasing. Thank you once again. Have a great week, and we'll see you for another episode of Ask Dr. Bob.